Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Afizi bin Ahmad Fuzi. My student ID is 5250755887, and today I will be presenting about a topic that's becoming more and more relevant in our digital age. Should all social media users be obligated to obtain licenses before they can use this platform? This is a question that touches on technology, law, ethics, and our everyday life. Over the next few minutes, we will explore both sides of the, de- the debate and think about what what it could mean for our future online. Okay, let's go. Think about your phone. With just a few taps, you can talk to the whole world. This app helps us share our life and learn new things, but there's there's a big problem. The same apps can spread lies very fast. They can be used to bully people's and they can make people angry and divided. So we have to ask, how can we make this app safer? Some people have a big idea. They say, what if using social media was like a driving car? You need a license to drive. So maybe you should need a license to use social media. Let's look at both sides. Why this might be a good idea. A license could teach people how to use the internet well. It could teach them how to spot lies online. It could make people use their real name so they are nicer to each other. It could make the internet a kinder place. Why this might be a bad idea? Other people say this is dangerous. Who gets to make the rules? The government, a big company. They could decide what you are allowed to say or see. This could stop people from speaking freely. It feels like control. This idea makes us ask big question. How do we balance being free with being safe? Is common internet was losing the wild open internet we have now? This is not a simple question. This is about what we want our future to look like. Okay, people who support a social media license have a clear goal to make the internet a better, safer place. They believe a license can help in three big ways. First, it would create a real responsibility. Right now, we can hide behind fake names and be mean without consequences. A license would tie your online action to your real identity. If you know you can't hide, you are much more likely to be kinder and think before you post. Second, it would make a rule actually work. Today, if a troll get banned, they just make a new account. It's a pointless game. But with a license, a serious rule breaker could have their license suspended. This means they could not just make a new profile, they would be stopped from using the platform entirely. This would be a real punishment for very bad behavior. Finally, and most importantly, it will teach everyone the rules. Just like a driving test teach you how to be safer on the road. A social media test could teach crucial skill. It would show people how to spot lies online, protect their private information, and understand that what they post online stay there forever. In short, supporters believe a license would stop bullies, enforce real consequences, and create a generation of smarter, more respectful internet users. However, many people are strongly against this idea. They believe it would create huge new problem. The biggest worry is that is tech free speech. The internet is powerful because everyone has a voice. A license would put a gatekeeper in charge of who get to speak. This could silence people who need to speak up safely, like whistleblower or people in danger. It could make everyone afraid to share an opinion for fear of losing their license. Second, it could be deeply unfair. Not everyone has the same access to technology or education. A license would likely leave behind the elderly, poor communities, and people in developing countries. It would create a two-class system. Those with a license who can participate online, and those without who are shut out of modern life. Finally, and most dangerously, it could lead to government control. While the idea might start with good intention, it could be easily abused. A bad government could use it to silence anyone to criticize them. Your license could be taken away for having the wrong opinion. Instead of making the internet freer, it could become a tool for operation and spying. Critics argue that the risks of this system are far too great. The promise of slightly nicer internet is not worth destroying the open and equal nature that makes it so valuable. This idea is not just about rule, it forces us to ask every hard question about the future we want. First, the huge privacy risk. To run a license system, you would need to collect everyone's real identity into one big database. This would be the biggest target for hacker in history. If it got stolen, it would be a disaster. Also, who gets to hold this power? The government? Big companies? Could they use it to watch everything we do online? To make us safer, we might have to give up our privacy. Second is a question of fairness. The internet is for everyone, but a license could change that. Would there be a free? Would you need a computer and good Wi-Fi to take the test? This would be very hard for poor people, the elderly, or those who don't speak the main language well. We could end up with two groups, a privileged class with a license and everyone else left behind a silence. Finally, it's about a very difficult choice, safety versus free speech. Where do we draw the lines? Who gets to decide what is bad speech? One person hate speech is another person's strong opinion. The same instrument to stop bullies could be used to silence people who are just criticizing the government or sharing unpopular ideas. How do we how do we protect people from a harm without killing free speech? This debate is really about our values. Do we do we want a perfectly safe but controlled internet? Or do we want a free and open one, even if it's sometimes messy and unsafe? There is no easy answer, but we have to choose carefully. So, we does this leave us? We are stuck between two powerful ideas. On one side, a license promises a better digital world, more accountability, less harm. and a more informed community. On the other side, it strengthens our freedoms, makes inequality worse, and could lead to dangerous government control. Perhaps the answer is not a single drastic solution. Maybe the best path forward is more balanced. We could focus on voluntary training programs that reward users for learning, not force them. We must demand that social media companies themselves are held accountable for enforcing their own rules better. And most importantly, we can invest in teaching digital literacy in school, building a generation of smarter, kinder users from the start. Before we are we ever consider a radical step like licensing, we need more conversation, more research, and a deeper understanding of the risk. My goal today was not to give an answer, but to start a discussion how we build a safer internet without sacrificing the freedom that makes it so valuable. Thank you. Here the source I used to prepare this presentation. They include academic article, credible news report, and expert opinions on social media regulation and ethics. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.